Hear how controversial topics of race and equality are being discussed on campus.
Learn how one club is helping students boost their self-image.
And see what problems are arising with the new apartments being built near campus. That's coming up tonight on Wildcast.
Live from the University of Arizona UATV studio, this is Wildcast.
Welcome to Wildcast. I'm Max Efren.
And I'm Jackie Kent. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Issues regarding racial equality and justice continue to dominate headlines and spark heated discussions. I recently attended one such panel hosted at the UA campus.
The attitudes haven't changed. The attitudes are still there that minorities are the ones that do all these terrible things.
It has now been 2 years since the death of Trayvon Martin. This, along with it being Black History Month, inspired the Black Law Student Association at the University of Arizona to hold a panel discussion titled The Era of Trayvon, Understanding Stand Your Ground Laws.
The laws that are relevant for the Trayvon case are also relevant in other circumstances, and that's why we feel it's necessary to talk about it.
One of those circumstances actually happened just this last week with the highly publicized trial of Michael Dunn. Maria Moore believes that the Dunn case, which is up for retrial in May due to a hung jury, has brought similar issues that surrounded the Trayvon Martin incident back into the spotlight.
The inability to really come to a decision just shows how much people still struggle with issues of race and how they influence behavior.
Carlin Bradley agrees with this sentiment and says that if we don't discuss controversial issues openly, then they will only get worse.
It becomes very easy to dismiss them, like they're not big deals, or that they're not that big of a deal, or that it's not hurting that many people, so it's really not that bad, but it is.
When we as a society are more comfortable having the discussion is when it'll eventually become less necessary.
Reporting from the University of Arizona for Wildcast, I'm Max Efren.
To go out and stop more people, whether there's suspicion or not.
If you're paying with plastic for your tuition, a new fee is going to be added to your already hefty charge. Starting in May, the U of A is charging a 2.5% convenience fee toward payments on bursars with a credit or debit card. The money will be paid toward a third-party company called Nelnet, who will now deal with all card transactions. This means that some in-staters who pay $10,000 a year are looking at a $250 charge. Out-of-staters can pay upwards of $26,000 a year here at the U of A, which means this extra fee can amount to more than $650. In a statement, the university said the change is necessary because the university was spending too much on the fees credit card companies charge for their services. Those fees cost the university $2.95 million a year, which was being paid from tuition money. UA students received a memo earlier this week to let them know about the change. A petition is already circulating on change.org, and it has more than 4,000 e-signatures.
Governor Jan Brewer has vetoed SB 1062. The bill, which passed in the Arizona legislature last week, would have allowed businesses to turn away customers identified as gay or lesbian on behalf of religious beliefs. Many public figures, including Senators John McCain and Jeff Flake, asked Governor Brewer to veto the measure in the days leading up to the decision, made just hours ago. 3 of the Republicans who originally voted to pass the bill also wished for it to be vetoed, stating that they regretted their decision. Governor Brewer's decision puts an end to what has been an intense week of controversy focused on Arizona.
The club UA BodySmart is reaching out to students in an attempt to encourage positive body image and self-esteem. Wildcast reporter Karen Lizarraga has more on the many resources that this club offers. Karen.
People all over the world look in the mirror and see the negative aspects about themselves. But the club called UA BodySmart at the University of Arizona encourages students to look in the mirror and see the beauty in their flaws.
We have 15 groups of student groups like Shaq, have the rec center, and all of these groups come together and make an interactive table that shows Wildcats how to be more body smart, which means having a positive body image and enhancing their self-worth.
The club hosted its second annual BodySmart Fair on the University Mall on a Wednesday afternoon to let students know it's okay to have imperfections.
Every event has something positive, so we have the free EGs, but in order to get the free EGs, you fill out a positive body affirmation or it's something you love about yourself.
Eating disorders affect up to 24 million Americans each year. 43% report an onset between the ages of 16 and 20, leading anorexia to be the third most chronic illness among young adults. Many organizations all over the University of Arizona came together to help students feel comfortable with their own skin, with activities such as Body Smart Jeopardy or writing the one thing you love about your body.
So often we're told to focus on the negative attributes about ourselves. We forget that we have so many good qualities about ourselves. So love what you have and appreciate what you have, because it's completely different than what someone else could potentially have.
Health Service wants to aware students about body image issues and the resources the university provides. So next time you feel like your body image isn't to standard, just remember.
Just love it and learn it and rock what you got.
Reporting from the University of Arizona for Wildcast, I'm Karen Lizarraga.
Stay with us after the break to learn what parking problems the new apartments on Park Avenue are facing.
Hi, it's David Hasselhoff, the Hawk. Get Hoff with UATV. Stay tuned. Don't change the dial.
Welcome back to Wildcast. We had a small chill this week, but is rain on the way? We'll now be turning over to weather reporter Shay Sorensen to see what we have lined up this week. Shay.
Good evening, Wildcats. Today we hit a high of 80, which is 10 degrees above our average this time of year. Temperatures have been steady and in the low 80s since the beginning of the week. This is caused by a zonal flow, which basically means that there are no ridges or troughs over the southwest. A potential weather maker is on its way from the Pacific, which will bring cooler temperatures starting Thursday. It's too far out to tell whether or not this system will bring rain, but we sure could use it. Tucson has had only 1/100th of an inch of rain so far this year. Normally we have a little more than 1.5 inches of rain. The best chance will be this weekend. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Tomorrow the high will be 79 with a low of 48. And as expected, the high for Thursday will drop down to 76 and then we'll be in the mid-70s this weekend. That's all I have for you, Wildcats, and I'll see you next time.
With the completion of the new student apartments on the horizon, many people are questioning where all the new residents are going to park. Wildcast reporter Chelsea Hemphill took to the streets and spoke to students about their concerns.
According to the Arizona Daily Star, in 2009, the University of Arizona conducted a marketing study that announced that 2,000 to 5,000 beds would need to be added for upcoming students. The added bonus was that the city of Tucson wanted to build buildings located around the streetcar route. This means that the zoning overlays changed the limit from 4-story buildings to 14-story buildings. Once the marketing study research findings were released, different corporations devised a plan to break ground near campus on Park Ave for student apartment complexes.
This is such a congested area that there isn't enough parking even with just one building set up, and this apartment only houses about I think around 300 people. So even more than that in such a small, dense area is going to be hectic.
80% of the students who live in the residence halls are first-year students, they're freshmen, and typically, they want to move off after their first year. So my guess is a lot of those off-campus complexes, they tend to pull the upperclassmen.
Because of the new posh developments, the close proximity to campus, and all of the amenities that the new student apartment complexes have to offer, such as the exclusive fitness centers, infinity pools, and expansive LED outdoor flat-screen TVs, students have started to choose these student apartments over other options such as houses in central Tucson or other student apartment houses further away from campus. Dorm life has not been affected because freshmen usually live in dormitories. Upon further investigating of the next level in the hub, it seems that the apartment complexes build parking complexes inside the buildings with the customer in mind. Now it just all depends on if the student will want to pay what some would call a hefty fee to park inside these complexes.
So Hub is a 13-story high-rise that is built on top of a 2-story parking garage. I do know that our corporate office has been in discussion and talks with the office of Level as well as Next. And I do know that our corporate office is also in talks with the city of Tucson and the officials there on how to come up with an efficient and successful move-in plan for all the residents that live in that area.
According to the Parking and Transportation website, a comprehensive plan is tailored around the study they conduct so that they can continue to create more parking areas for students as the university population grows. I am Chelsea Hemphill reporting from the University of Arizona. This is Wildcast.
A UA student-created blog is gaining attention across the city because it is holding City Council accountable on one of Tucson's biggest problems, potholes. TucsonPotholes.wordpress.com is a website that shows picture upon picture of potholes across the city. The creator of this page asked the public to send in pictures and stories of pothole problems you've come across. The website creator will make a speech in front of Tucson City Council next week on the urgency to get Tucson streets fixed.
The Tucson Rodeo is a huge tourism boost for the city every February. This year, the Fiesta de los Vaqueros brought a record 60,000 people to Tucson to watch bull riding, mutton busting, among other events. The University of Arizona has ties to the rodeo. This year, the U of A's rodeo team was the color guard and rode the first horses in the rodeo parade. Plans are already in the works for next year's 90th annual Tucson Rodeo.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And now we'll be turning over to sports reporter Chelsea Moe, who has an inside look on the successful week in sports for the Wildcats. Chelsea.
Hello, Wildcats. UA softball plated 6 runs in the third and 8 runs in the fourth as they cruised to a 14-1 victory over UNLV to close the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. At the end of this tournament, UA has improved to 13-1 on the season. This weekend, 14th-ranked UA softball's Hillenbrand Stadium will be the site of 18 games, beginning with a midweek series against UTEP, followed by the Wildcat Invitational, which is going to be on Friday through Sunday. The UA baseball team swept a Sunday doubleheader in the 3-game series against Alcorn State with 20-1 and 11-1 victories at High Corbett Field. Arizona improved to 6-2 on the season, while Alcorn State dropped to 0-8. UA baseball will play this weekend's series against Seton Hall starting on Friday. UA basketball's Aaron Gordon scored 21 of his season-best 23 points in the second half, and Nick Johnson added 20 points as the third-ranked Cats won at Colorado for the first time since 1973, winning 88-61. UA will look for a split of the season series as they take on the Golden Bears of California in Game 28 this Wednesday at 7 p.m. A win would be the 106th win for the UA in the last 4 years, which is tied for the 4th most in program history. That's all for sports, guys. Back to you.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. As always, thanks for tuning into Wildcast. You could watch us anytime online at uatv.arizona.edu or on our YouTube channel, UATV-CH3.
We'll see you next week for another edition of Wildcast.
Bye.